For decades, the community of Cayon has been suffering from inconsistent water supply. Most residents have running water throughout the day, but as the evening approaches, the water supply stops, only to return the following morning. It has been a problem that transcends government administrations, but according to Minister of Public Infrastructure and Deputy Prime Minister Sean Richards, his ministry is looking into efforts to solve this problem. In the most recent press conference of the Prime Minister, Mr. Richards said the ministry is aware of the concerns of residents of Cayon and posited a number of options to solve the problem.
It is connected to the cistern in Beerfords. It has the ability to feed water to Cayon. However, we have had concerns with Shadwell 2. Shadwell 2, when it was developed, had a number of different tests done on the quality of the water. The initial test showed that the quality of the water isn't such that it should be put into production for persons to consume. However, we are in the process of retesting. Recently, a test was done by the Bureau of Standards here in St. Kitts. Those results looked very good, and the director there actually said that the quality looks like that of bottled water, which we would use to drink. However, out of an abundance of caution, a decision has been taken to test the water at other labs outside of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Minister Richards said he reached out to the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARFA, which also has a lab in St. Lucia, to test the water as well.
Once we are satisfied with the results, then I think a decision can be taken to put Shadwell 2 into production, thereby bringing some temporary relief to the people of Cayon. If the results are not looking good, then it means that relative to Shadwell 2, we have to put a reverse osmosis system in place in order to purify the water coming from that particular well. And there's an alternative which has also been given to the ministry in terms of ensuring that the water is safe for consumption.
Meanwhile, the minister said they have reached out to BEAD, the company that has done work in the Federation in relation to exploring wells and water supply. The challenge is there are personnel overseas that would need to be on island to execute the project, but who refuse to be quarantined as is required for persons entering St. Kitts and Nevis.
One company, BEAD, said that when they were here, and that is the company which would have developed Shadwell 2, that they identified the possibility of a well in Cayon. If that is indeed the case, it means that it should not take too long of a period if they are to come in and do the well. Again, the sticking point is that of quarantine. We have a particular policy relative to quarantine, and the government has no intention of bending on that policy. However, we are actively addressing the situation in Cayon. I think it was Monday morning or Friday morning, actually, I spoke to one of the persons for BEAD on island, Ralston Isaac. He indicated to me that once the government is willing to enter into a contract with BEAD to do the exploration in Cayon, he will say to his partners that they must be prepared to come in, do the quarantine, and start the exploration as soon as possible.
Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.